Hello, it's Ghost here and welcome to another Napoleon Total War battle replay. I am commanding Russia yet again because it's Russia and they're awesome. And my enemy today is USS General, my good friend, who is playing as Denmark. So I'll quickly go through the army comp of myself before he spawns. So I've got units of Cossack cavalry, another unit of Cossack cavalry on the other side, and a lifeguard of horse unit. I have 5 sets of Russian Jaegers, 6 sets of musketeers, a lifeguard of foot, and I think there's a Moscow musketeer in there somewhere perhaps, and there's a 17th Jaeger regiment. And there's also a set of dragoons that I almost forgot about. For my artillery, it is the 20 Unicorn, and I'm bringing the standard general's staff. So if we quickly zoom on and zoom over here before the Danes spawn, hopefully. Yes, this wasn't one of my finest battles, I have to say. I made quite a few mistakes, as you will see, and in the good old tradition of Russian doctrine, I sort of wasted troops, a bit like Russia trying to take back Stalingrad in World War II. Come on, should be spawning soon. Yeah, we did decide to take quite a while we set up our armies. And there we go, we can play again. So, Denmark, commanded by USS General, fielding 2 sets of the 12-foot artillery and positioning his troops rather nicely behind this hill. He's got a set of line infantry on the hill as well, hidden by the trees, and over on this right-hand flank he's got a lifeguard of foot, 2 lifeguards of foot, and 2 units of line infantry. For the cavalry then we have 4 sets of light dragoons, fielding the general's staff as well, and another set of sharpshooters over here, with 2 sets of line infantry. He doesn't seem to be fielding many troops compared to myself. He's gone for a sort of more heavy cav-based army, which proves in his favour, actually. He makes some awesome cavalry charges and flanking moves with his cavalry. So the battle begins with me getting harassed by his artillery. And I've decided to push up 2 sets of Russian Jaegers, 3 sets of musketeers just onto the ridge of this hill here. Hopefully they won't be able to get hit by the artillery, however they do. So already I'm splitting my forces between the right hand and the left hand side of the river, and here comes the cannon, sorry. Not hitting anything, but just causing a bit of worry. And personally, I wouldn't like to be stood here with 2 cannonballs hitting maybe 5 meters in front of me. It's not the place I'd like to be standing. So yeah, I'd be running off. I'd be running into position. For the unicorns, my plan was to position them behind this hill, so his cannon, I'm going to keep saying cavalry, his cannon, I'll hit the building instead of my artillery, but obviously they're very slow, so yeah, it's going to take a while to get there. And he has actually managed to kill 2 of the Russian Jaegers there. Look at these troops running into battle. Excellent. On the left flank, I've decided to push up the Jaeger unit and the 17th Jaeger regiment, as well as 3 sets of musketeers. My plan, which didn't really work out, was to take this side of the river and then push forward. But as you can see, Denmark is already countering that with his 2 guard units and 2 line infantry units, as well as some sharpshooters, which are going to cause absolute havoc. In hindsight, my strategy should have been to line up my forces on this side, in the cover of the buildings, get my artillery into position, and just bomb and shell his army to death. But unfortunately that didn't happen, and things didn't go too well. Oh, look at that. Massive artillery strike, killed 2 people. Hopefully they'll manage to get into cover pretty soon, before they get completely wiped out. Yep, there's the lifeguard afoot and more Russian Jaegers pushing up to block off this this route here, but he's already managed to get his sharpshooters into position, which is a little concern to me. And after speaking to my good friend afterwards, he thought that that because I took this side of the river, I was going to win, which we shall see. I might well win yet. Certainly a good strategy to have. However, I didn't execute it quite correctly. This is a good learning battle nonetheless. Denmark on his left flank, my right, pushing up some sharpshooters and 2 units of line infantry to combat my charge. Well, not charge, but sort of forming up. Fortunately, Russian Jaegers are a lot quicker than these musketeers, although I'm going to be out of support, which is a little concerning. He does still have these 2 units of light dragoons sitting there waiting. Perhaps could cause me a lot of problems. So here we are, Danish sharpshooters already harassing my troops, and I haven't even got into position yet. I've also pushed up my cavalry on this side, as I thought that taking the town would be my way to really win this battle decisively. And here we go. 2 units of light dragoons just about to charge across this river, straight into my unsupported lines of Russian Jaegers. I do order a volley at them, which does severely lower the morale, but he does manage to just get the charge off and causes havoc, and I decide to retreat these troops before they get too damaged. Thank God my line infantry got here in time, because otherwise that could be even more devastating. Just come right in here, look at that. Oh, he's just been thrown back, hasn't he? Another unit of light dragoons thinking about charging, but not. And I decided to charge in my Cossack cavalry here, and I end up routing the sharpshooters, which was excellent on my part, but my first mistake here was, or second mistake here, was to continue that charge. I should have pulled them back. The second mistake was to leave these Russian Jaegers unsupported, and that caused a lot of problems, as we can see by the second light dragoon cavalry charge. It's coming right in here because there's a massive hole that I've left, and the Danes just being able to push it back onto this hill and basically hold me off. Now here's where the third mistake comes in. I push across the river, effectively, sort of, get into position, but then I don't really support my men that well. I just sort of leave the rest of them hanging here, and this section's on its own. And we've got a massive push by the Danish line infantry straight in front there. And they're just going to march straight into my men. Straight into melee. So that's going to cause me worry. And then he's sending his foot guards around to flank, which is a concern. And he's got more cavalry coming across. It just isn't looking great at the moment. I've got a nice setup here, but the canister shots absolutely devastating my men. Devastating morale, killing a lot. So I decided after that it was really time to sort out this artillery, because it was just going to wipe me out. As we can see here, I'm starting to push my men across, but it isn't really working. And I send my horse units just straight across, and I'm trying to take out this artillery. Unfortunately, the 17th Jaeger Regiment have broken from the might of the Danish line infantry. But good for us, we should manage to get off a quick volley before entering into melee. That was a mistake on his part, not microing this unit effectively. But what's happened here is I've sent in a cavalry charge, which I did just miss, into some sharpshooters, and I'm just getting gunned down, basically. Which isn't great, and finally, My army is coming across the river. This is what I was talking about, not effectively pushing. And again, I'm just leaving these troops here.
Our unit is dead, sir. Artillery!
I'm missing all the cavalry charges today, but we've charged into the Life Guard of Horse, basically take out this artillery. I was hoping to be able to charge across and take out the next artillery unit, but fortunately being caught by some line infantry, which isn't really good for my plan. And as you can see, I'm having to retreat because it's just not working. And we need to push across rather quickly. But I can see him bringing his cavalry back across, which is still rather worrying, because I don't actually have many cavalry units left.
The men are fatigued, sir. Must rest a while.
Which is a problem. And I've just left my dragoons to get charged into, which again didn't really work very effectively. I've managed to come up on top of this hill, and really what I should have done is just charge my Life Guard horse straight into this artillery, because that needs taking out. And there's the next mistake. Not, oh, here we go, here we go. Instead I decided to charge them into this line infantry, and the cavalry's just going to break pretty quickly from lack of support, but it does allow me a quick chance to prevent a cavalry charge at my rear and charge some more men up this hill. You can see in the minimap there, just these cavalry units sweeping round, which isn't good. And here in the city, we've got a good attack here. We've got a good attack down the centre, but there's 3 units just sitting there doing nothing, 4 units sitting there doing nothing. So my micromanagement of the left flank was rather poor today. And you can just see the men falling from these canister shots. What a stab! That Jaeger is excellent. Managing to rout the cavalry actually, so it was actually looking really good for us at the moment. But unfortunately, the poor morale my units, and I haven't spread them out very well.
Our men are running, sir.
Means that things aren't looking too great. And this foot artillery is still causing massive issue with its canister shots. So I decided to rush across in the Life Guard of Foot and some more Russian Jaeger units. Still this Russian Jaeger just sitting there. Which kind of exposes this musketeer unit to just fire from the Life Guard of Foot unit and the line infantry unit, so they're outgunned and outnumbered basically, which isn't great. However, here comes the next problem. More light dragoons are coming around this corner to try and stop my sort of flanking manoeuvre, which I didn't really envisage. Didn't really work very well. I finally managed to get 3 units of musketeers and a unit of Russian Jaegers onto this hill to fight this infantry up here. Things aren't looking. You see the balance of power; it's still pretty even, but it's not looking terribly great at the moment. You can just see the Russians falling like flies from the shots of the Danish sharpshooters and line infantry.
Our men are running.
And we have a routing unit, I think, on the hill. And I decided that it was time to charge in my musketeers, because they're excellent in melee. So hopefully I would be able to rout the Danish units, but unfortunately the Life Guard of Foot was still there and able to fire on the position. And here we go, another unsuccessful charge, wasting units, as I said earlier. Straight in, but well played by my enemy actually, to sort of hold this hill and actually hold the town, because I've very unsuccessfully been able to take it. I was hoping to make a quick sweep in, come round on a nice little flank, and basically attack this hill from 2 points, but yeah, it didn't really work.
The entire unit is dead, sir.
And yep. There's another mistake that I made. I left my unicorns on their own, without any protection. And his cavalry swooped in and killed them all. Which was unfortunate. But here we go. Nice little line battle going on here. Although the morale of the Russian musketeers was really low, it's increasing. It was increasing. Until by overwhelming force they actually both break. And that's pretty much all I've got left. I've got a general staff and 2 units of Jaeger. And everything else is pretty much broken. Very much broken indeed. So I'll just fast forward it a bit. And you can see my one unit of Lifeguard of Foot coming round. I think he notices that they're unprotected and they're running back. So he decides to charge in his light dragoons, which I think comes off rather effectively, because I wasn't really watching and I noticed right at the last minute that this charge was coming round. I was too busy trying to get men up onto this hill and protect my general, and it didn't really work. And there we go, the Danish light dragoons bearing down. But I do manage to just about form square, men going flying there. But he decides to charge straight past my square formation, straight into the Russian Jaegers. But this unit's looking rather low morale. Maybe we'll break them. Just maybe. Unlikely. And I decided to charge in my general staff. Yeah, there we go. Danish light dragoons are routing. So we managed to get rid of that unit, but it allowed the lifeguard and the sharpshooters to almost get into position and really harass. There we go. That great volley there by the Danes. I'm forced to retreat my men out of that position, but I'm going to have to keep attacking this hill. So I'm like like Germany in World War II, fighting on 2 fronts here. I'm surrounded almost. And there we go.
This battle is almost done.
He's brought his artillery to the front, and I order him to fire at it, but the canister shots are just going to break my men. You can already see the devastation it's caused. There we go, they're just dropping like flies almost. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. 3 to 5 people dropping there. It's getting rather desperate. This is it, really. A culmination of some rather stupid mistakes that led to my ultimate downfall. I do manage to break one of the units through just firing at it, but he's managed to get his Lifeguard of Foot in position. Then a very healthy unit. Only lost 27 men, and they're just going to open fire on my very depleted Jaegers. There we go. You see men dropping like flies, and the last charge of the general to try and pull off straight into the centre of the lines.
Our men are running.
Got more men routing. General saying, no, stay in battle. Fighting to the death. But unfortunately the morale is going to end up routing. And I think... Does he end up dying? No, he managed just to run off. And there we go. This Lifeguard of Foot, which lasted so long in melee against the Danes, finally routing. Yep, I deployed a lot more men than he did. I lost a lot more men than he did, and I killed a lot less of him, the enemy, than he did. So that was a really good battle to play, but unfortunately my strategy was very poor indeed. But it's a good learning experience. and I hope that it serves as a learning experience for all those who wish to improve at Napoleon Total War. But I hope you liked it, and with that, it just leaves me to say, take care, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.